Hello, everybody. Welcome on into baseball here on youtube.com/SeanOsaurusRex. I'm Sean, and we're inside MLB 11, the show here on the PlayStation 2. We have 4 games for you. All of them are hand-picked matchups. We're going to take a look at the standings here to get you kind of set with some storylines. We're going to take a look at the American League wild card because that is where we are standing, or where we're starting. Royals are taking on the Yankees. The Royals have a good lead, a 3-game lead in the American League Central, but the White Sox are creeping. They're just 3 games behind. The Yankees are one of the best teams in the league. They have the AL East all but wrapped up at this point. We only have about a week and a half left in the season. Anyway, I think most teams are down to about 10 games or so. That'd be 72. I think the Yankees might be literally at 10 games left. So the Royals need a couple more wins to keep pace with the White Sox, depending on what they do. But if the Yankees can get the better of the White Sox, or the Royals than the White Sox, they have a shot at the American League Central, which makes this wild card situation a little more interesting. We'll head over to the Diamondbacks taking on the Braves. This is a wild card matchup. Braves lead by half a game in the National League wild card race. The Diamondbacks are up a game on the Rockies, so we'll see how that kind of shakes out. Could end up with a tie with for the National League West. The Braves might knock somebody out. It's all weird. It's interesting. And then, so Diamondbacks and the Braves. Then we'll actually see the Rockies take on the Marlins. Just 2 good teams. Marlins fighting for a wild card spot as well with the Rockies. We have all 3 of these teams playing. It's great. And then we have the Padres and the Pirates. The Padres, they are 2.5 games back over here, and then and more importantly, other 3 games back in the wild card. And then the Pirates have things controlled. So Pirates at Padres, maybe not the most exciting game, but that is what we are going to watch today. Let's jump in to the action. We're going to New York, everybody. Royals taking on the Yankees here in the American League. Looks like the Red Sox won. I don't even realize who they were playing. Let's see. Okay, Red Sox over the Tigers. And it looks like the Orioles knock out the White Sox, so that's good news for the Kansas City Royals. Orioles, Royals, it's a bit of a mess. Well, welcome on into baseball here on youtube.com/SeanOsaurusRex. Thanks for joining me. Happy Wednesday to all of you out there. Hump day. We're doing it. We're making it through the week. I am live on my own channel. Thank you. Email. 41-31 are the Kansas City Royals. New York Yankees are sitting at 42-30. And we welcome you to Yankee Stadium, new Yankee Stadium. Kansas City's lineup looks like this. It's Austin Jackson, center fielder, leading off. Reed Johnson is the DH. Mark Teixeira at first. Jeff Frazier in right. Alexi Ramirez, the shortstop. Josh Willingham in left field. Brian McCann's behind the dish. Neil Walker is at second, and Placido Polanco is the third baseman. It might be a lefty starting pitcher. But I'm not wildly confident in that, so don't quote me. Oh, we were right. Brett Anderson, 8-4. A 3.05 ERA, 14 games, 41.1 innings pitched, 42-14, and something that ended in a 7. 27. I'm going to take a stab at it. Oh, we were on it. We're all over it today. That's it, everyone. Thanks for watching the stream. We're 2 for 2. So we'll go ahead and just retire. Thank you, everybody. Or end the stream, not retire. Welcome to another day of action here. As the lefty winds and fires, it is sliced foul. We're underway. It's an 0-1 count as that drifts foul. We're, 3.5 weeks out from MLB The Show? 26. Very exciting. Get your pre-orders in now. Not an ad. Also, don't. You know what? You order the game whenever you feel comfortable ordering the game. We have a couple people who've already pre-ordered in the chat. A couple of viewers already have. I'm sure I'll do it March 12th at 12:52 a.m. or something like that. That math doesn't work. I was going to say the 13th. It's inside for a ball. And take 2 on that joke. Two and 2. The wind and the pitch is hammered foul up the first base line. So stays alive on that pitch. That previous pitch. And hey, a good take outside. Sometimes we saw it quite a bit in some of the more recent games over the last couple of days of pitchers, or batters, excuse me, they're trying to get cute with the pitchers. They're trying to take pitches that are strikes and 2-strike counts, and it's very irritating. It's rolled up the first baseline foul. Lefty winds and fires inside for a ball, so nice long at-bat results in a walk, and the leadoff batter aboard for Kansas City. Kansas City, we've seen 2 of the last 3 days, I guess 3 of the last 4 days if you include this one. They have performed very well. 14 runs against Oakland. They won 2-0 yesterday, I believe. Do they put the... No, we're going to check. Oh, it's going to get all the way into right field. He's going to second as the ball skirts off. That's what we need. We need more of that. We need more crazy, wily missed pickoffs, throwovers. This will be lifted out towards left field. Left fielder takes a peek at it. Oh, he missed it. It's over his head. The runner's going to hit third and head home. The runner's going to hit second and head home. Or head to third. They're going to hold him in third. I don't know what in the world happened out there. We'll take a look at the replay. It got weird out there in the outfield. It got real weird. Mark Teixeira, he's batting .358 in his home stadium. We're going to take a look here. We'll follow the ball on this one. We're going out. Left fielder. It's one of those where just kind of have that gut feeling, and you're like, I don't think he's going to get there. Or I was kind of wondering if it was going to make it over the fence, like it just kind of catches a draft of wind and just gone. But the left, or the lunge with the right hand, everything's just kind of off. Hits the wall. Kind of a bad break for the Yankees that did not go over the fence. 24 for whatever reason. He just kind of like takes a look at it, and then no one does anything, and then he goes back and gets it. This is the most perfect baseball game ever made, and I will not hear anything other than that. And that's our first clip that we've done in a while. Oh, you missed a keystroke. I love when you do that, computer. So it's June 25th. That'll plate the runner from third. And we're barely into this. Scroll up here. And now I am where I need my notes. And he is lifted to the right side. So the Royals, not only are they doing damage against these teams, but they're doing damage against these teams on the road. It's a little unfortunate, because that means we get to watch all of it. Big swing and a miss. Yankees still looking for the first out of the inning. My apologies to the Yankee fan who we've seen in chat before. That is swung on and missed as soon as I say it. Hey, they were able to pick up out number 1. Alexi Ramirez, .316 average, 5 home runs, 17 RBI, 2 stolen bases. That's outside for a ball. One and oh. Lefty winds and fires. That's in for a strike. Okay, good little bounce back there. Got the out. Now working ahead. 0-2 count. Oh, it's a 1-1 count. Dang it. Remember when I should have quit? Why did... Was that just me? For some reason, I thought my camera was off. I don't know what was going on. Not off, but like out of sync. I was like in a good spot, you know? We guessed that it was going to be a lefty. We guessed the correct number of strikeouts. Now we're falling apart. It's a 2-2 count. Here we go. We're resetting, everybody. That is going to be lifted into left field. Runner's going to hit second and head for third. And it'll be a double. A one-out double. Looking for that double play. They had it set up, but couldn't come up with it. Josh Willingham's batting .374. Kansas City looking to put this one out of reach early. That is in for a strike. Nice pitch on that inside corner. The 0-1 is rolled foul. That's foul. That makes it 0-2. Wind and the pitch. Oh, and he gets the call at the knees. Strike 3. That is out number 2. That's a big second out here for this Yankees team. That looked low. That looked low from our angle. Hey, that replay, not kind. You can look at animated me for just a moment. So it's a lefty versus a lefty. The 1-0 pitch. That's in for a strike. Wind and the pitch, and that is swung on and missed. Strike 2. Oh. And misses just outside. Two the count with 2 outs. 2 on here, top of the first. 2-0 already for the Royals. That is rolled past. Oh, past the second baseman. It's getting into right field. They send the runner around third. It is out at the plates. 3-0 Kansas City. I do like the 2 out. Just go for it. You don't want out number 3 at home, but it's a good throw in. Force the fielder to make a play. Yankees have the error there. Scott Posednik will lead off. Speaking of the Yankees, let's get you introduced to their starting lineup. Left fielder, batting first. Marlon Byrd. Center fielder is second. Prince Fielder into 3 spot at first. Hank Blaylock, the DH. Miguel Tejada's the shortstop. Cody Ross, he is happy to be here. He is in right field. He is happy to be in right field. Brandon Phillips at second. Casey Blake at third. Giovanni Soto is the catcher. So a little lefty lane there toward the top 3 of the 4 batters. I don't really know that the Yankees would change things up if it's a righty or a lefty. It's a righty, and it's Jeremy Guthrie, 7-5 with a 7.11 ERA. Get your free Slurpee. 14 games, 38 innings, 50-15, and 23 hits, walks, and strikeouts. Scott Podsednik, batting .279. Let's see what Podsednik can do here. Yankees already trailing 3-0, and it's a 1-pitch, 1-swing, 1-out ground out to the second baseman. I'm going to bring up Marlon Byrd. Batting over 300. The righty is ready. The pitch is in for a strike. I think that's a good take. It's a pitch that's so bad it's good. It looks like it's going to break outside, but it just doesn't. You just saw a 1-pitch, 1-swing, 1-out in the previous at-bat. You don't need to make it too easy on this righty pitcher. Especially when he does that. 1-1 as that one stays outside for a ball. Here comes the 1-1. It is inside for a ball. 2-1. Makes that first pitch that he took for the strike look better and better. Don't get overly aggressive. Of course, it does help to be, have a good eye and take those next two pitches for balls. Oh, that's a good pitch to swing at, though. It goes right to the first baseman. Underhand toss to the pitcher for out number 2. He's going to want that swing back. That was in a hittable spot. Just kind of drove it into the ground, unfortunately. Prince Fielder. 46 winds and fires. That's low for a ball. One and oh. See if Fielder can get anything going for his team, and that is fouled away. Makes the count 1-1. Righty winds and fires. That is in for a strike. I don't think that was ever a strike at any point. That's a helmet tapper in 2026. We're looking at that pitch. One and two. And that's... Oh, the first baseman actually knocked that down. So Fielder on with a hit. We'll take a quick look at the replay. Hank Blaylock, 344 average, 4 home runs, 21 RBI. Just look at the first baseman here. Gets up. Oh, good. Excellent. I'm glad. It's even worse and stupider than I thought. We will get to enjoy it going just right through the glove, right through the whole hand. And that is, that's how the Yankees pick up their first hit. See if Kansas City can bounce back here, or if the game gives the Yankees a little bit of a run. That's going to be a little bit of a Yankees run that's going to hit down off the fence. Don't think they're going to send him all the way home. Yeah, it'll just be a 2-out double. We did see that the Royals starter does have a very high ERA, even for a team that's playing well and has a winning record, in control of the AL Central. 7-5, very high ERA. That misses inside for a ball. Sometimes the game just decides that you get a hit now. We saw it benefit Kansas City in a game that ended up going 8 innings. That's in for a strike. Good take there. It's over the plate, but a little low. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is outside for a ball. Wind and the pitch is not a strike. Okay. Seemed like that caught just a little bit of the outside part of the plate, but the umpire says no, it's a ball. 3-1. There's something on the edge here. They get real aggressive. That is fouled away to fill up the count. Here comes a payoff pitch. Tying run at the plate here in the bottom of the first. Not that dramatic, but still. As far as a strikeback inning, this is as good as it looks. And that'll be ground out to the second baseman, so Kansas City gets almost totally screwed by the game, but they're able to bounce back, get a hit that the second baseman can field, and that will do it for the first. Kansas City 3, New York 0. Neil Walker steps up. Good average. The lefty winds in, fires. That is high and outside, or high and inside. One and oh. Lefty is ready. Fires. Just misses outside. All of a sudden, that outside part of the plate, the left-hand side, it's gotten real tight. 2-0. Don't forget to fill out your March Mascot Madness brackets. The link is in the description below. That'll be tipping off February 27th at noon Pacific time here on the channel. And then we'll be doing the big MLB The Show stream on March 13th. We also have the Friday stream will be MLB The Show 25 with as updated rosters as I can find. And we'll do a little spring training watch along. At least that's the plan. I fully anticipate getting absolutely screwed on that, but the Royals will punch that out to right field for a base hit, and they are trying to get back in business as quickly as possible. Should be able to watch it free on Mariners.tv, but you just never know. I guess it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if I ended up having to drop the hundo. I don't really want to, but March? Well, yeah, April, May, June, July, August, September. I think it's like a $20 savings. That's going to be lifted out to the left. The left fielder makes the grab that time, and it is one pitch, one swing, one out. This is what the Yankees have to do. They got to make the plays that they are offered, and they have to be able to limit this to just, or maintain just a 3-run deficit. They had an opportunity in the bottom of the first. They just didn't really get anything going until 2 outs. The wind of the pitch from the lefty, that misses. Could just be our camera angle, but that looked like a strike. One and oh. The lefty winds and fires. That one misses inside for a ball. 2-0. One on, one out. The lefty hits the swing and miss on a pitch. Looks like it was probably going to be just outside of the zone. 2-1. We will need to remember as this game goes along, did the Royals cost themselves with getting out number 3 at home plate? They will be cautious, moving the runners up just 90 feet. Reed Johnson's 1 for 1. He has a triple. He knocked in a run. Reed Johnson, no facial hair in the photo. Something got left on his chin there in the game. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is low for a ball. One and oh. That pitch stays outside. 2-0. Good take. A couple of good takes. Try to get a little cheeky on that 1-0 pitch trying to get that outside, but unable to do it. 2-0 with 2 on, one out, runner in scoring position. That's rolled into left field. How aggressive are they? They are going to hit third base and head for home. The throw is cut off. The slide safe at the plate. 4-0 Kansas City. Pretty good throw, but again, well, you know what? The slide and the relay animation probably cancel each other out more or less. I would guess that the relay animation is slower than the slide animation. So it's not exactly even, but it does negate a large part of it. Oh, and 1. That's fouled away.
That ball's foul.
0-2 now. Runner still in scoring position. And he'll take a pitch inside. Makes the count 1-2 to Shera. Looking to do a little more damage here in his home stadium for the opposing team. The lefty winds and fires. That's fouled away to stay alive. 1-2 the count remains. That's fouled away. Staying alive. Lefty winds and fires. That's rolled foul. Third base line. That's outside for a ball. 2-2. Four nothing here at the top of the second, and Teixeira. He thought about it, no appeal down to first to see if he went. I don't think he did, but you never know. We've seen some swings that very clearly look like they held back. Will they get called a strike? Here's the payoff pitch. It is hit to the shortstop. Fires to second for 1. Over to first in time for 2. That is a double play. And that will take care of the top half of the inning, but not before they score 1. It is 4-0 Kansas City. Cody Ross stepping to the plate. He's so happy to be here at right field. Looking to get things started for the Yankees in the home half of the second. The righty winds and fires. That's rolled to the second baseman. Makes another clean stop, and that's over to first in time for the out. Brandon Phillips. Oh, Phillips lifts this out to center field, not deep enough. And that is quickly 2 away for the Yankees here in the bottom half of the second. That'll bring up Casey Blake. The Yankees just burning through outs here. That's upstairs for a ball. One and oh. The righty is ready. He'll wind and fire. That is rolled into center field. A hit right back up the middle. And this was the same thing that the Yankees did in the first inning. They had the first 2 outs. Then batter number 3 was able to get on. They threatened a little bit, but just could not come up with the hit that they needed to cut into the lead. That is lifted into foul territory. Does he have room? Looks like he will on the warning track. A couple steps further back and makes the out. That's a bad way for the Yankees to go down in the bottom half of the second. Frazier, Ramirez, and Willingham coming up for Kansas City. They maintain a 4-0 lead. And they're going to go to the bullpen. Bring in the righty, Jan Martinez. 12 games, no record, 3 saves. A 7.71 ERA in just 7 innings, 5 and 9 walks and strikeouts. So here's the wind and the pitch from the righty. He will look at a swing and a miss. 0-1. And that stays upstairs. And that misses. And that misses low for a ball. Three and one. Ooh. He gets maybe a bit of a generous strike call there. Three and two. Get strike 3 here. Hey, thanks, man. I hadn't thought about it. Had not considered to get strike 3. If only... I'm just thankful to you for being there in the crowd, man. So the leadoff batter on base via the walk for the second time today. Ooh, wow. Oh, man. That was almost a really bad double play for the... That was almost an incredible double play for the Yankees and a horrendous double play for the Royals. They don't get that swing tag animation to try and get the runner diving back, but a nice play at the hot corner regardless. We're not taking anything away from what he did. That's a big swing and a miss. Oh and 1. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is high and outside for a ball. And that is right back up the middle. Will they send him to third? They will. Hit second. It heads hard for third. The throw is in time. They have tested that center fielder a couple of times, and they've lost a couple of those battles. I don't know what is going on with my nose, but it is, my right nostril is driving me nuts. Nice throw in, and then that's the second time Kansas City has lost a runner at third or at home. That's a bit of a weird stat. That was butter knifing in an annoying way. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is inside for a ball. One and oh. Wind, pitch, miss, ball. And just like that, the Royals have 2 outs. Runner on first, looking for a little extra insurance, a little insurance with the, to go with the insurance. Three and 0, and a 4-pitch walk. Wow. So that would have loaded the bases, but because Kansas City sent that runner to third, which I think is still a good move, the center fielder just beat him. I think you could even make the argument of, like, I think what I said when they lost that runner at home to end the top of the first, it was like, hey, at least you forced the right fielder to make a play. They're making this New York Yankees defense work. That is lifted deep and gone. It is 7-0. No fanfare whatsoever. We are just rolling right along. Kansas City has a touchdown in this one. They had 14 a few days ago. That one misses high for a ball. It should be all but over now. It's all over but the crying. It's inside for a ball. Two and 0. The wind and the pitch is outside. God, we were one walk away from a grand salami. The rye bread and mustard will have to wait, Grandma. 3 and 0 with 2 outs. The wind and the pitch in for a strike. The automatic. Here comes the 3-1. It is low for a ball, so they put another runner on via the walk. Third walk of the inning, I believe. Leadoff batter. The one right before the home run, yeah, and that guy. Or maybe not right before the home run, but there was, 3 walks so far this inning. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is outside. These are the kinds of games we kind of get caught. We've been getting caught with recently of like, hey, there's one team that's performing really well, and it's the away team. So we have to watch the full 3 innings. That's hit foul. Oh, and that plunked him. 3 walks and a hit by pitch. That's 4 extra base runners. Reed Johnson's 2 for 2 with a triple, 2 RBI, and a run. Here's the wind and the pitch. That's inside. That almost hit him. And it swung on and missed. One and one. That is low for a ball. Two and one. 2 on, 2 out, top 3. That is hit over to the second baseman. Fields it cleanly to first in time. They give the Royals a bunch of extra base runners. They cash in for 3. It is 7-0. Kansas City scored in every inning. 3 in the first, 1 in the second, 3 in the third. You like the pattern, the 3-1-3. Yankees will send up the top of the lineup, starting with Pasetnik. They trail 7-0. The righty is ready. He'll wind, fire, and that is in for a strike. That was a very hittable pitch. I think you would want that one again. Try and take a crack at it. I mean, you're down 7. There's only so much that a cutesy approach can bring. 0-1. And that's through into left field. Not sure if that went through the glove or what was going on there. I think when it goes through the glove, it makes at least a little bit of an animation. I would guess that he just jumped to the side. Let me take a quick, super quick look at the replay. No, that went right through the glove. That's 2 of them in favor of the Yankees, where it just goes right through the glove. Okay. Glad that I took a look at that replay. The Yankees have had 2 extra base runners because the game just said, yeah, that's a hit. Doesn't matter what the defense is doing, that's a hit. I put the runner in motion, the throw down to second, in time for the outs. And just like that, one away. I don't know why you're being that aggressive. I don't think you need to be that aggressive, honestly. Just because you're down 7, 1 run's not really going to make a whole lot of a difference. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. It's inside for a ball. Two and 1. And that stays upstairs for a ball. Three and 1 with 1 out. That is lifted into right field. It is right on the foul line. Will it stay in play? He'll make the grab. 99 on the interdimensional crossing to make the catch. As he probably dipped into the fence and the arm went like through it, but it shouldn't have. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is in for a strike. Oh, and 1 with 2 outs. Here's the wind and the pitch. Fouled away. And this swung on and missed. That'll do it. Royals win this one 7-0. They led from the jump. They got on this Yankees team early with 3 runs in the first. They put 1 more on in the 4th. And then they had the 3-run home run for the extra super insurance. And they even lost a runner at third base in the 3rd. And they lost, they had a runner cut down at home plate. Nice plays by the Yankees defense. So that's going to get lost in the shuffle, but it's a nice job by the Royals, who we've seen really on a real tear here. I think they lost one of those games to the Athletics, but Jeremy Guthrie is the player of the game. 3 innings, 4 hits, 1 strikeout. Walker hits his 2nd home run. Both pitchers now 8-5 following today's result. Or decisions, I guess you could say. 7 runs on 9 hits. They take advantage of the error, I believe. Yeah, they must have. They must have called it an error out in the outfield. I don't remember exactly when the error happened. That is game number 1 for us today. Let's jump into game number 2. We have more playoff contenders here. Diamondbacks and the Braves. The Diamondbacks finally got over the hump, able to take advantage of a team in front of them faltering. The Rockies, who have been at the top of the NL West all season long, they have stumbled far enough and long enough, and the Diamondbacks were able to take advantage of it. While the game's loading, don't forget to hit that like button if you're enjoying the content. Subscribe for more. Did I skip a game on accident? I think I might have. No, I didn't. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Never mind. I have like a whole notepad too. I have a whole notepad and I just choose not to use it. I just go on gut instinct and feel. The Diamondbacks are 40-33. The Braves 39-33. They are holding on to a playoff spot right now because the Phillies are out to a pretty decent lead in the NL East. NL East, AL East, and I think the NL Central are kind of the divisions that are like locked down a little bit. The AL Central, the AL West, they are 3-game leads, and then the NL West is a bit of a mess. David DeJesus is going to lead things off for the Arizona Diamondbacks. He will be patrolling right field. Chipper Jones is at third. Joey Votto at first. Jason Bay in left. Curtis Granderson's in center. Matt Wieters is the designated hitter. Brian Pena behind the dish. Freddie Sanchez at second. Jamie Carroll is the shortstop. Mike Pelfrey, 11-2 with a 1.29 ERA, 14 games, 42 innings, 34-15-29. Those are some numbers that you do like seeing, especially that record. 11-2 and a sub 1.3 ERA. Yeesh. David DeJesus. See if this Arizona Diamondbacks lineup can do anything against this pitcher. Did double check to make sure that it wasn't a Kuroda start, as that pitch misses low. We are underway, game number 2. Game 1, a little bit of a blowout. Yankees did threaten in the bottom of that first inning, but couldn't come up with anything. That swung on and missed. That is way outside for a ball. 2-1. Two and one. The wind and the pitch. It is fouled away. Righty. Misses low for a ball. That fills up the count. Should be 3-2 to the leadoff batter. It is indeed 3-2. Here comes a payoff pitch. Shakes off the catcher. Don't love seeing that. Here it comes. It is outside for a ball. So another leadoff hitter walked today. That's at least 3, all of them to the away team that I can count off the top of my head. I think the Yankees are pretty aggressive. Some first pitch swings that led to outs. That will bring up Chipper Jones, who was playing in his home stadium, but for the opposing team. The righty winds and fires. Jones, good take, low for a ball. 1-0. We took a look at this guy's record. We took a look at this guy's ERA and went, hey, thumbs up. Struggling to find the zone a little bit here in this one so far. Here comes the 1-0. It's outside for a ball. 2-0. Do they put the runner in motion? Takes the 2-0 for a strike. It's a fine pitch, or a fine take. Let that go by. The righty sets. He'll wind and fire. That is hit right back up the middle into center field. Runner will stay at second. That got out pretty quick. And that throw is on the money. Smart base running by the Diamondbacks. Jones, he ripped it out to center field. There was no opportunity. If it's a little bit of a slower roller, sure, but he wasn't even at second. Granted, not running full speed the whole time. But that was a quick out there. 2 on with nobody out. The wind and the pitch, that is fouled away. We do have the Rockies coming up next. They are playing in Florida, so we're staying pretty East Coast today for the first 3 games. That we'll head all the way to the West Coast for an East Coast team on the West Coast. Pirates and Padres. This is lifted out towards left field. That'll get down off the warning track. Hits the wall. They score 1. They will hold the second runner. It's an RBI double. Do you not see 34 ATL? I think of Greg Maddux. No. When I see 34, I think of Felix Hernandez. And that is to the first baseman. Oh, that was in the air. Okay, those get me every single time. I think it bounced and it doesn't. Runner safely back to second and third. It's 1-0 Arizona. 2 runners in scoring position. I always think 34 Felix Hernandez, and I go, is that right? It's inside for a strike. The wind and the pitch, swung on and missed. The righty gets the swing and the miss for a strikeout on Granderson. Diamondbacks score 1, and then immediately it's 2 outs. Really early on the 96-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball way off the plate. But I think sometimes you just can't possibly know what the umpire's going to call. It's not maybe as bad as you might think it is. That is a low for a ball. The righty sets, winds, and fires. It's in for a strike. 1-1 the count. Okay. Pack of elephants, or a herd of elephants, just went down the stairs outside. That's why that strike, or that swing, maybe not the worst thing in the world. Instead, it's a bad strike call on the outside. 1-2. 2 on, 2 out. Arizona looking for a little extra. They were able to put 2 in scoring position. Nobody out. Ooh, does not. That's pretty generous. Does not get the strike call there. Here's the wind. And the pitch. Low. Good take. Three and 2. Line and the pitch inside. That's a walk. That loads the bases. 2 outs. Bases loaded here. This has been a bad inning for a dude who has such a good record, such a low ERA. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is inside. excuse me, outside, gets the strike call. Looks like that was a ball to me, but what do I know? It's 0-1. Here's the, I don't know, both those felt like maybe that's a 1-1 count. And he got the worst case scenario on both of those pitches, called them strikes. 0-2. The righty winds and fires. That's low and inside for a ball. One and two. Diamondback has not taken the bat off of his shoulder. The wind and the pitch is fouled. The way to stay alive. Because you just don't know. That is foul, first base side. One and two. Here's the wind and the pitch. Outside for a ball. Got the call earlier. Does not get the call that time. I guess either way, you're kind of looking at maybe a 2-2 count. The righty readies. Winds. Fires. That's fouled away. We'll do it again. Here's the wind in the pitch, and that is lifted out towards center field. That will not do it. They are going to strand. The bases loaded. Diamondbacks do come up with one run. They get a couple of hits. They get a couple walks issued, but they can't get that big hit. Nice job to bounce back for Atlanta's defense. They gave up the one run, and then it was 2 outs. Got a little wobbly, but Danny Worth, the shortstop, will lead things off for the Atlanta Braves, heading into the home half of the first, followed by Howie Kendrick in second, Josh Hamilton in left, Andrew Jones at center, Trent Oltgen is in right, A.J. Przinsky is the catcher, Ross Glode, the DH, Mark Teahan at third, and Gabby Sanchez is the first baseman. We have a couple of our really happy to be here guys. It's David Ross and Ross Glode. Brad Penny's 5-7 with a 6.44 ERA. 14 games, 36.1 innings pitched, 54, 7, and 34 hits, walks, and strikeouts. Your Arizona Diamondbacks defensive lineup looks like this. Danny Worth. Not the average you probably want leading things off here. I think the zeros, at least the no home runs, no RBIs, kind of makes sense. I think you'd like to see some numbers in that stolen base category, but batting under 200's pretty brutal. The wind and the pitch, that is lifted. 1 pitch, 1 strike, and caught on the fly for out number 1. Howie Kendrick, just like that, he's up. 292, 3 home runs. The wind and the pitch. Misses inside for a ball. 1-0. One out. That is well outside for a ball. 2-0. See what Penny has on this one. Looked like he shook the catcher off. That is hit right back up the middle. Hey, let this be a lesson. Listen to your catcher. They know what they're doing. They're not just picking pitches for you to throw because it's fun. Josh Hamilton. Here's the wind and the pitch. It's low. The throw gets him. They got him on that back foot sliding in. He doesn't agree with it. I kind of don't either. But that is what I'll call it an out. Just like that, 2 down, 1 and 0. I'm gonna look at, let's see. I don't think it is. That's in for a strike. There's no way. NCAA Football 06. March Madness 06. Oh, March Madness 2005 is backwards compatible on the 360. I feel like that game looks better on Xbox than it does on PS2. I realized I had my 360 hooked up, and I was like, oh, you know what? And I looked over because I was going to move some discs, and I lifted a controller, and I'm like, I should see if that's backwards compatible. Hey, turns out it is. Turns out I also have literally 2 copies of March Madness 2005 sitting on top of each other. Here's the wind and the pitch. It's low for a ball. I still have to see if I have a copy of it. Ooh, and I have time to get one before, so I really don't need another copy of NCAA March Madness 2005, but if it runs on the 360, why not? And it might look a little better. Fingers crossed. Okay, that's my distraction of the episode. We're back. 2 outs, 1 and 1. Runner on first. Arizona leads 1-0. That pitch misses just outside. Righty winds and fires. That's fouled away. Mitch Garver's coming back. Okay. Minor league deal with veteran catcher. Guess that kind of helps us answer the question of what the Mariners are going to do for the catching position behind Cal Raleigh. This is the Associated Press, as read on the Score app. I'll put the runner in motion. They're going to call that a walk, so it doesn't matter. Seattle Mariners and catcher Mitch Garver are finalizing a minor league contract. A person with knowledge of the situation told the Associated Press on Wednesday. The person spoke to the AP on condition of anonymity because the deal was pending a medical physical and had not been announced. 35-year-old Garver is expected to compete with Andrew Kisner, that's swung on and missed, and Johnny Pereda to back up Seattle catcher Cal Raleigh, the runner-up for AL MVP last year. Garver spent the last 2 seasons as Raleigh's backup, though he signed with the Mariners initially to serve as their primary designated hitter. Okay. That's low for a ball. Oof, he's only batted .187 across the 2 seasons. 24 home runs, 81 RBI. In 201 games. Eesh. That is rolled to the second baseman, who picks it up cleanly, fires to first in time. And that will take care of the bottom half of the first. Atlanta picks up a couple of hits, but can't do anything with it. Sanchez, Carroll, and De Jesus coming up for the Diamondbacks. Oh, Garver won a World Series with the Rangers in 2023. Okay. Okay, so, interesting. I didn't realize those were the guys. This is Lifted out to right field. Does not have enough. Nice play by the right fielder to get there. One pitch, one swing, one out for the Diamondbacks to open up the top of the second. Jamie Carroll, batting .224, is up next. No home runs, 7 RBIs. Does not have any stolen bases. Here's the wind and the pitch. That's outside for a ball. Here's the wind and the pitch. That's in for a strike. Swung on and missed for a strike. Looks like Yukon went down. Emeka Okafor's number retirement. Here's the wind and the pitch. That is a rolled foul. I think we had Garver on the team last year, and he was a pretty big piece. The team felt pretty different after he went down with a shoulder injury in our MLB The Show franchise season last year. Swung on and missed, and that is out number 2. Quickly 2 away for the Diamondbacks here in the top of the second. I think this is a little more what you would think you'd get out of this starting pitcher who has such a solid record, who has a low ERA. David DeJesus. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is in for a strike on the outside edge. 0-1. The righty winds and fires. Swung on and missed. 0-2. And that's low for a ball. 1-2. Pelfrey gives up a little bit of contact, but it does go foul. Ready, we'll try again to get him out with a 1-2 pitch. It is inside for a ball. 2-2. And that's a lifted foul.
That ball foul.
2-2. And that's low for a ball. So he's done a really good job here, fouling some 2-strike pitches off, staying alive, working the count full. Payoff pitch on the way. Says yes to the catcher. Here's the wind and the pitch from the righty. Misses low and inside for ball 4. So 2 nice outs, and then just can't get this guy gone. 4 inches of break on that 85-mile-an-hour pitch. Missed the zone by quite a bit. And that will bring up Chipper Jones. He's 1 for 1 with a single. As the lineup flipped over with DeJesus. See how aggressive they want to be. Ideally, if you have... Ideally, I think that leadoff hitter would have a pretty good chunk of speed, and then you would be able to go, okay, let's get him around as quickly as we can. Not in a steal attempt kind of way, but if Jones can drive something into the gaps, you push your luck and try to get that lead doubled up. Oh, he might do it. Is that gone? It is gone. 2-run home run So the walk comes back to bite them immediately. It's 3-0 Diamondbacks. With Joey Votto stepping up to the plate. That's a huge swing right there. Here's the righty. Winds in the pitch. Inside and high for a ball. 1-0. Two gone here in the top of the second. Arizona just added to the lead with a 2-run blast. That's against Pelfrey, who has a very good record, 11-2. A very low ERA at 1.29. He's already given up 3 runs in 1.2 innings. The wind and the pitch is lifted to the shortstop, who makes the catch. Ends the inning without it getting any more. Without it getting any uglier. 2 runs on 1 hit. Arizona leads 3-0. Brzezinski, Glode, and Tian coming up for the Braves. So we'll move to the bottom of the second. 2 number 34 pitchers doing battle here. This one is 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out. Lifted out to center field. The Braves have had both of their leadoff at-bats been 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out at-bats. It is nice that the State Farm logo is so crisp and clean in the background. You really hate for that logo to look as ugly as all the other stuff in the outfield. Here's the wind and the pitch. It's inside for a ball. 1-0. The righty winds the pitch. Swung on and missed. 1-1. Takes for strike 2. 1-2. Much better at bat here for Atlanta, considering that he's seen 3 pitches. And here's another pitch. It is, they're going to call him out on strikes. A strike at the knees. My goodness. Where was it? Here it comes. That looked low. Okay, that probably should have been a ball. But that at bat is over. It'll bring up Mark Tian, batting .281. Couple of home runs, 12 RBI. Does have a stolen base. Hello, walk-off. How are you? PV's ready. And that'll be... that's a pitch right back up the middle, diving shortstop. The game elected to not give the pitcher a fielding animation. Sometimes it just decides, hey, the pitcher is going to get an assist on this out. That went right back up the middle, like right between his legs into center field. So that'll bring up Sanchez. With a runner on first and 2 outs. And thought about it. The appeal down to first. Did not go. One and oh. That one gets to the backstop. Well, it gets behind the catcher. It doesn't get all the way to the backstop. Either way, the runner advances to second. Got to settle this pitcher down a little bit. He got a very generous call on that strike 3 to Glode. Just happy to be here, Ross Glode. And then they got kind of bit by the game on that next piece of contact. Pull themselves together here. Throw that in for a strike, no problem. 2-1. The wind and the pitch, that's fouled away. 2-2. The righty to the dish. That's hit. Third base side. He comes charging in. Bare hand. Fires to first in time. That will retire the Atlanta Braves side. And we will head to the top half of the third. 3-0 Arizona. Bay, Granderson, and Wieters coming up for the Diamondbacks, looking for a little more insurance. We're going to see the Braves go to the bullpen, just like the Yankees did in the previous game right before the top of the third. Chris Ray with 23 games, 4-3 record, 2 saves, 4.23 ERA, 27.2 innings pitched. Did not catch the last of those stats. 12 walks, 21 strikeouts. Welcome on in, everybody. Thanks for hanging out today. It's Wednesday. He will fire a pitch in for a strike, so a good start. Oh and 1. See if the Braves can just hold things here. Down 3. Wind in the pitch. That's way upstairs. One and 1. Shakes his head no. You can't. Don't say no to the catcher. It doesn't work well. Okay, that time it worked well, but it was a pitch that was so bad it was good. You can see where the catcher set up versus where that pitch ended up. That's probably why he didn't call that pitch. 1 and 2. The righty is ready again. He'll fire. Good take by the batter, as I was well outside for a ball. 2 and 2. 2 and 2. Wind and the pitch. Swung on and missed, so sets him down on strikes. There's out number 1. Good job. Nice job by the reliever to come in, get it out. He'll face Curtis Granderson, who's batting .311, 4 hard home runs. Somebody's yelling. I don't know what they're saying in the stands. I think they're saying the commentator's very handsome. You should like the video. Wow, very kind of you. They started shouting again. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out as this is driven out to left field. Nearly gets all the way to second before the ball drops into the glove for the out. So that'll bring up Wieters, the designated hitter. Looking to polish off this inning. With another out. The wind and the pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 1. That one gets the strike call right at the knees. Looked like it was maybe a little bit high, but 0 and 2. That's outside for a ball. Diamondbacks currently lead the NL West by a game over the Rockies. Atlanta currently leads the NL Wild Card by a half game over those same Rockies. That pitch is outside. Both of these teams, the Braves and the Diamondbacks, have made nice late season runs to try to get into the playoffs. And both of them find themselves in a playoff position right now. The righty winds and fires. It is going to be hit, lifted out towards right field. And that's gone. Okay, that one really carried. 2 out solo shot. Wow. That was I was curious if it was the ballpark was going to hold it as we get the first person look. As that sails into the night sky. The game can only hold on to it for so long before it's like, we don't have the pixels for that. We got about 6 of them. Kind of a fun replay camera angle, though. A 2-out damage extends the lead to 4-0, and that 2-run blast, I believe, was a 2-out. Was a 2-out home run as well. So the Diamondbacks doing a really nice job late in innings with 2 outs, getting runs across and expanding this lead. They've also scored at least 1 run in every inning. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. It is swung on and missed to make it 0-2. Trying to get out of this without too much more damage. The wind and the pitch is swung on and missed, so it'll finally set somebody down. Diamondbacks pick up 1 more run on 1 more hit. Worth, Kendrick, and Hamilton. Last chance for Atlanta, down 4-0. Both games going kind of the same way. The away team gets out to a lead in the first, and it just does kind of like tacks on a little bit here and there in the last couple innings. And the home team never really making much of a run at it, it feels. That is in for a strike. A little surprising. Thought that was maybe a touch high, but they'll call it at the letters. 0-1. Played this game for hundreds of hours when I was a kid on the PSP. Wow. A lot of PSP talk today. I saw a person playing a PSP today in the lunchroom on break. BRB. All the cool animations will happen when you're gone. There is an out. 1 gone for the Braves here in the bottom of the third. Was it a good time on the PSP? I think somebody had mentioned that there's not a lot of animation on the PSP version of it. What's the last PSP version of this game? MLB, the show wiki. It's about the 19th time we've looked at the MLB, the show wiki while we're in here. Let's see. Was it 11 as well? That missed low. Yeah. I mean, if it's as long as it's the same, we could run this back. We could run basically three versions of MLB 11, the show. 3-inning random roster seasons. PS2, PSP, PS3. Nice sliding stop at shortstop. Fires over to first in time for out number 2. And Josh Hamilton is now the last hope for the Atlanta Braves. Just played this game on PSP. Was a nighttime security guard at a garden in the middle of nowhere. I loved it. Saved me from boredom. I bet. How many games would you estimate you played on PSP? How much is a PSP going for? I can't be buying PlayStation Portables in 2026. I can't do it, but I'll look at it. We'll go to eBay. PSP. 3,000, sure. 119 to 199. 275. Why is there such a difference? Were you modded? Sony PSP, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 with console. Console with charger, new battery. Region free. Ooh, I could finance a PSP in 2026. Yes, hi, I'd like to sign up for Clara and pay $40.93 a month. I'd have to find the one that... I'd have to make sure I have the one that has the video out thing at the bottom. And now I gotta look at... No, they don't have it at the bottom. 25 to 30 games, probably UMDs. It's a dead medium. That swung on and missed. And that will take care of the Atlanta Braves. 4-0 here from Atlanta. Diamondbacks get the win as they try to propel themselves into the playoffs. Hey, Colorado, now it's your opportunity. You're playing the Florida Marlins. Coming up next, you have an opportunity to get back into the playoff race. You were half a game behind. Atlanta got taken care of by your division rival. 25 to 30 games. Okay, that's a lot less than I thought it would be. You're just swapping out movies. You're just watching Snatch on UMD. Lords of Dogtown. Brad Penny, 5.95 ERA, 57 hits, 36 strikeouts. 3 innings, 3 hits, 2 strikeouts. Some MLB The Show on PS Vita 2. I played some of them as well. Yeah, 14, 12, 13, 14, and 15 maybe? I just had the Wikipedia up, but I didn't look at it. All right, here we go. 4-0. Brad Penny picks up the win to improve to 6-7. They got to Pelfrey. He falls to 11-3. Wieters and Jones had home runs. Wieters third, Jones is fifth. As we will head out of Atlanta. And we will head to Florida. We're going down. We're staying East Coast today until the final game where we'll fly all the way across the country. Catch up on some scores if applicable. It is the Athletics over the Rays 3-1. And we saw that. We're actually just going to the very next game. Rockies and the Marlins. Athletics now trail the Mariners by 2.5. Mariners playing the Rangers tonight. So the AL West and the AL Central not taken care of yet. Some of the other divisions are. Specifically the AL East, the NL Central, AL East, NL Central, and the NL East kind of not locked up, but it's more of a matter. It's a matter of if, not, or when rather than if. That makes sense. Colorado is 39-34. The Marlins are 38-34. We have a bunch of teams chasing playoff spots in the National League wild card race, and here are a couple of those teams. As I scroll down to grab the thumbnail. Colorado looks like this. It is Shane Victorino, the switch hitting center fielder, will lead off, followed by Steven Drew, the shortstop, Torrey Hunter in right, Carlos Pena at first, Mark Reynolds at third, John Jaso is the catcher, Juan Rivera in left field, and Bill Hall is the second baseman. Also, Michael Saunders is the DH. I miscounted where I was on that list. Okay, so we had Diamondbacks and Braves. Where'd my thing go? Here. Just going to look at the records. We're going to do quick math. And then 39. So if the Marlins were to win here, there'd be 3 teams locked with 39 wins. Ooh, nice jerseys here for the Marlins. Justin Masterson, I had no shot. I had no shot at that. Because I had to look at the records. Dork asked me. Justin Masterson is 5-9 with a 3.35 ERA, 14 games, 43 innings pitched, 40 hits, 15 walks, 28 strikeouts. And he will face Shane Victorino to lead things off. 371 average for Victorino, who takes a ball upstairs. One of the most interesting things about the old uniforms is how the catching gear looks different. Like, it's notably lighter than the current day catching gear, even though these aren't that old of uniforms. It's low for a ball. Like, they texture all of the... Like, in the game code, it's like, okay, this is a throwback, which means it gets this glove and this catching gear set. Even though the Marlins didn't exist when gloves would have looked that small. They started in, like, 1993 or whatever it was. Oh, this would be a battle of expansion teams. I didn't even put that together. That is smashed foul. Both of these in 93. The Rockies somehow accidentally made it to the World Series in 2007. Suck it, Seattle. Here's the wind and the pitch, and that is inside. Almost gets him, but just kind of backs him off the plate a little bit. 3-2. The wind and the pitch is swung on and missed. That was a funky into that at bat. Steven Drew's batting 291. He is tied with 12 triples. Probably saw his name when we were taking a look at those stats the other day. Second in the NL with 12 triples. I don't know why I thought it was tied. That is going to get over the head of the right fielder. Is he going to go for a triple? No, it's just a double. Boo! Run the extra 90 feed. Torrey Hunter. Ouch. He'll step into the batter's box with a runner in scoring position. That is in for a strike. Here's a line from the righty, and that is upstairs? Question mark. Hunter kind of stood up and made that look a little bit weird, but also it seemed like that pitch was a little high. 1-1, 1 on, 1 out. Yeah, it still looked like it was in the zone. I think I said that incorrectly. I think I had MLB The Show 12 for the PlayStation Vita. Maybe 13. I can look at my PlayStation profile. That'll tell me. Rolled over to the second baseman who scoops it cleanly. And that is an out. Actually, here. If it doesn't break my entire computer, well, we're taking a risk. If things start, I'll fix it. I have an eye on it. We can look at the game. Well, actually, here, we'll look at our profile. My profile. Here, the problem is that it loads a bunch of ads. MLB The Show. And we're looking for a Vita version. Vita? PlayStation Vita. MLB 12, that's what it was. So it was not the one that I thought it was. Good. Good for me. That is lifted into foul territory. Does the left fielder have a shot at it? He's got a pretty good read on it, and hey, makes the catch right at the wall. That takes care of the Colorado Rockies in the top of the first with a runner in scoring position at third base, no less. I got 2 trophies. What trophies did I get? I got, in any game mode, enter a game with mismatching uniforms. And go chasing waterfalls. Hit a home run into the waterfall at Kauffman Stadium. Cool. Lance Nelson is the center fielder. He will lead things off for the Marlins. I'm very distractible today, apparently. Todd Helton's the DH, followed by Alex Rodriguez at third. Pat Burrell's in left. Garrett Jones in right. Paul Konerko at first. Orlando Cabrera is the shortstop. Jesus himself, Flores, is behind the dish. Danny Espinoza is the second baseman. Aaron Harang, 5-8 with a 6.88 ERA. Has 14 games started, 35.1 innings pitched, 60 hits, and I missed on that again. Trats. Come on. 60 hits, 16 walks, 14 strikeouts. Yikes. I don't think the Marlins pitcher looked all that great either, stats-wise. Let's go back here. Oh, his ERA was pretty okay. He just had a weird record at 5-9. All right, that'll bring up Lance Nelson. He is swinging at the first pitch. One of the funky things about this Florida Marlins lineup is they have Alex Rodriguez in the 3 spot. The first 2 batters just cannot seem to get on base consistently to help Alex Rodriguez drive in runs. Rodriguez has an incredible batting average, and he's had a great batting average all season long. But so often, Florida is out with those first 2 batters. And that'll be the case here, as that's rolled to second. Fired the first in time, and there is out number 1. That'll bring up Todd Helton, batting .282. He does not have a home run this season. 7 RBI and no stolen bases. I think that stat, not surprising. Shout out to Miami, by the way. They're bringing back these Florida Marlins Fightin' Fish uniforms as that catches the top of the zone for a strike, 0-1. Here's the wind and the pitch. Helton hit it so hard it broke the game. Just a bunch of frame that just crushed the frame rate. If you don't know, this game is held together by duct tape and dreams. Helton swings and misses, and yet again, Rodriguez comes to the plate with nobody on. Stayed upstairs in the zone, got him to swing under it. Alex Rodriguez batting .347. He has amassed 21 RBI, 8 home runs. So even if those 8 home runs were all solo shots, he'd have 13 RBI without him. Here's the line in the pitch. It's going to be rolled to the sliding shortstop. He'll fire across the diamond in time by about a step, half a step maybe. Looked like it was in the lunge. 1, 2, 3, go the Florida Marlins. Every time I talk about how good Alex Rodriguez's average is, and I give that whole spiel, he hits into an out easily. Marco Reynolds is batting .313. He will lead things off for the Colorado Rockies here in the top of the second. The pitcher winds and fires. I thought about it. Did he go? Yes, he did. Strike 1. I thought he did. I thought that was one of the more like, yeah, he went around. Here comes the 0-1 from the righty. Swung on and missed on a pitch on the outside. 0-2. And he is lined up the third base side. Foul. How much will Colorado be kicking themselves not being able to get that runner in from third? Colorado also the first team on the road to not score in the first inning today. One and 2. Alrighty, nods his head. Here's the wind and the pitch. That is foul. That's foul. That ball's foul. That ball there will be foul. And swung on and missed. Like where he went with that pitch, had good ride through the zone. Batter swings under it and gets set down on strikes right at that top corner. 4-seam at 94 miles an hour. Very late on the swing timing. And that'll bring in John Jaso. .370 average. 1 home run, 13 RBI. That's fouled away. 0-1. That's rolled to a sliding shortstop. Shortstop's putting in work today. Getting their pants dirty. Nice throw across the diamond, and that is out number 2. Juan Rivera stepping up next. That's inside for a ball. One and 0. That gets a strike call at the knees to make it 1-1. 2 gone here in the top of the second. A little bit of a pitcher's duel so far. Colorado did have the runner advance all the way to third before an out in foul territory ended that inning. That pitch missed well outside for a ball. Punched my monitor on accident. That somehow is a strike on the outside. Two and two. Righty winds and fires. That one's going to be lifted. Right field. Second baseman has it, and that will retire the side. We'll head to the home half of the second. Thanks for the subs, everybody. If you're still enjoying the content, or if you're enjoying the content, be sure to hit the video with a like. I appreciate everybody hanging out. Pat Burrell, he comes in to lead things off for Florida here. Home half of the second inning. That is low for a ball. Here comes the 1-0. Burrell swings at that one and misses. One and one. Righty winds and fires. Misses. Oof. Boy, oh boy. Gets the swing and the miss. I see he misses the strike zone by a large margin, but Burrell makes sure that it's still a strike. That pitch was a mess on every front. So here comes the 1-2 and gets him to swing and miss at that one. That looked like it was pretty hittable, but the batter just could not catch up to it. That'll be out number one for Florida here in the home half of the second. Late on that swing timing. Surprisingly difficult to get the... They just don't give good replay angles very often. It's kind of wild. The righty is ready. Winds and fires. That's inside for a ball. 1-0. Can either of these teams break through? This would be the best time for Florida to do it here in the bottom of the second. Get the lead. Don't leave Colorado much time to answer back. And walk out of here with a win. Perhaps vaulting yourself into a playoff spot. I think they'd be a game back. Or a half game back, excuse me. So, yeah, but you'd have three teams within a game and a half of each other. That gets the outside corner, high outside corner, for a strike. Two and one now. Jeez, that's a horrible swing. So late on that pitch. Boy, oh boy. 2-2 now. And that's fouled away. Kind of a defensive swing there, but does a good job to stay alive. And that's well outside. Nice job. Good take. It was two swings in a row at pitches that weren't in the zone. You're worried that he's into a bit of an auto swing mode. Throw it way outside. Fills up the count. But a good eye to make sure that it was a take. Here's the wind of the pitch, and that will be a ball. That'll be ball 4 to walk him. The Marlins with the go-ahead run on first. Paul Konerko. 9 home runs, 20 RBI, and a good-looking average there. See what he can do. That is, oh, he's not going to do anything. That is to second for 1, over to first in time, and that is immediately a double play. That is, boy, oh boy. By the time, one pitch, one swing, one out, or 2 outs, I guess, technically. So we stay with just 1 hit. Bill Hall steps up. That is inside for a ball. Anybody going to do anything? What a refresh pull. 1-1. Wind and the pitch is fouled away. 1-2. That's rolled, third base side. Strong throw across the diamond for out number 1. Boy, are we going to be stuck with one of these weird, just neither offense can get anything going. Colorado had a runner at third in the first inning, and they just couldn't get him home. We saw the same thing with one of the games yesterday, maybe. Maybe it was that Red Sox White Sox game we watched a couple days ago, where like one of the teams had the bases loaded and couldn't get anybody in. And you're like, God dang it! This game could have been over so much earlier. Batter's starting to get a little desperate, really aggressive. That's a foul ball to make it 1-1. That is okay into center field. That'll be a single. Oh, he's making the big turn. Okay, all right. He turned back. Oh, boy. Go Mariners, making a difference. '97 and 2003 World Champions. 2 championships in their first 10 years. So a runner on first with 1 gone. That stays upstairs. That is indeed Shane Victorino as the lineup flips over. That is to third. It'll be across the diamond. They'll just take the 1 at first. What is the first MLB The Show? MLB 06 The Show. The wind. The pitch is low in the dirt. David Ortiz on the cover of that game. It's weird because there's MLB 2006 and then there's MLB 06 The Show. Because for some reason all the baseball games were a year ahead. I just swung on and missed. Kind of like, yeah, like Madden comes out and it's Madden NFL 26, but it's released in 2025 because the championship's in 2026. Baseball never needed to be like that, and I don't know why it was. So you'd get like, in 2003, you'd get like MLB or MVP Baseball 2004. And I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Then they had to like rebrand it as MVP Baseball new for the 2005 season. About MLB 2K? MLB 2K was originally called World Series Baseball, and I want to say it was literally World Series Baseball 2K. I think, because those were Dreamcast games. If you don't remember, the 2K games were Dreamcast exclusive until 2K2s, basically. Because we had NBA 2K2 for the GameCube. So yeah, World Series Baseball 2K, and I think it went to... Yeah, World Series Baseball 2K. Or maybe it was 2K1. And then it was ESPN in 2K4, 2K5, and then it was MLB 2K from 2006 to 2013. And that was the last one that they did. And 2013 was the game that they weren't even going to make. They made it in like 4 months. And somehow, even though even though 2K had the exclusive MLB license, the show got to sneak through on like a technicality based on the fact that it's exclusive to PlayStation or something like that. It's very weird. The wind and the pitch is inside. Breaks his bat, and that is going to do it for the top of the third. Yeesh. 2 hits for Colorado. That's it. Cabrera, Flores, Espinosa. Anybody? Anybody? Florida? Or are we going to be heading to extras? Orlando Cabrera is batting .225. No home runs, 7 RBIs. A couple of stolen bases there. No, literally a couple too. Nice. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is hit to the shortstop. Oh, but he bobbles it. Does he have the speed to get to first in time? Safe. Okay, so it's not a hit, but it's an error for Colorado. Jesus Flores. He's batting high, 3.14. 3.14. And, oof, boy, a couple of aggressive swings here for the Florida Marlins in the third. Trying to get some stuff going. Which I would appreciate, you know. That's in for a strike. Remember playing MLB 2K12 on the Wii. I thought it was a great game. Somebody the other day was talking about they really like 2K12 as well. Maybe it was 2K11. One of those. I think it was 2K12 though. On the Wii though. Huh. Motion controls and everything on the Wii? I never really owned a Wii. We had a Wii at one point. I don't know what happened to it, but I never spent a significant amount of time playing much on a Wii. Danny Espinosa, 273, 2 home runs, 7 RBI, and a stolen base. Can he do anything? So it's an error, a strikeout, and there's 1 on and 1 out. It's outside for a ball. Wind in the pitch inside. That'd be kind of an interesting thing if the motion controls work well or whatever. I mean, there's like a single player like Road to the Show-esque mode. You could get kind of ridiculous with that. Really taking it seriously. Just like doing it like that's a check swing. That, I didn't go. 2 and 1. 1 gone. That's into right field for a hit. It'll advance the runner to second, so the game-winning run is in scoring position, and the Florida Marlins pick up their first hit. It's the 9-hole hitter. Lance Nelson, an invisible man. Takes a strike on the low inside corner. It's a good take. That's actually an excellent take. Best case scenario, it's ball 1. Worst case scenario, it's 0-1. But if you swing and you hit into a double play, yeesh. That's upstairs for a ball. Oh, my favorite, when for whatever reason it just goes, we can't render these 2 characters, the batter and the catcher. And now we can. Catcher does a nice job blocking. I don't know why they're showing him at first base. I could have stolen, coach. Like, no, you couldn't have. There's a runner at second. The wind and the pitch, and that is fouled away. Two and 2. Foul ball. I thought that was a pretty hittable pitch, but couldn't get a hold of it. Drives it foul. 2 and 2 count. 2 on, 1 gone. Swung on and missed. Oh boy. Oh boy. Got to the top of that Marlins lineup. Both of them 0 for 1. Now the Lance guy. He's 0 for 2. What can Helton do? One pitch, one swing, one out. We're going to extras. It's not even a good pitching performance. It's just that just keep driving the ball into the ground. And it's the same problem that's plagued Florida all season long. Their top 2 hitters are bad. They don't give their guys opportunities. You have a runner in scoring position to win the game. That is swung on and fouled back.
That ball's foul.
And especially with Helton, just doesn't look like he has a plan at all. Swing at the first pitch, got it. Like, that's not what we want. Now I'm the manager. I'd bench Helton. If I... Oh. Here's wind and the pitch. It's low. He has under 10 RBI in the 2 spot. Gross. 2-1. The guy at the top of the lineup is new. They've had a different guy up there. They had a different guy up there earlier in the season. He's new now. Still invisible, though. He doesn't have a profile picture. 3-1. Here's the wind of the pitch. That is a strike on the inside. Sometimes that zone gets a little wide. That spot's been wide for a while. 3-2, excuse me. So here comes the payoff pitch to Torrey Hunter. And that's right to the first baseman. At least he took some pitches. Is that Todd Helton? Hey, I was waiting for him to turn. I forgot there was no names on the back of the jerseys. Florida was too poor for numbers on names on the back of the jersey when they first started. Pedro Feliciano, 17 games with a 3-0 record. He has 3 saves and an ERA at .55. 16.1 innings pitched, and he has 2 walks to 18 strikeouts. So this could be a little tough for this Colorado Rockies lineup, who already doesn't look great, and it's a lefty-lefty matchup. That is in... I think that was a ball. It was a ball. I don't know why that throws me for such a loop, but hey, it does. Line and the pitch is inside for a ball again. Okay. Complimented him on his walks to strikeout ratio. Does he want to throw some strikes? Do I have to sneeze? No? Yes? Yeah? 2-0? And that'll be in for a strike. Okay, I guess not. All right. Good for me. Didn't have to sneeze. 2-1. The wind and the pitch is smashed foul. Foul! Here comes the 2-2 from the lefty. You know, we had gone too long without a game going into extra innings for no real reason. That's exciting. Full count. They bring in the reliever, and he immediately throws a full count. Here's the line, the pitch, and foul, the way to stay alive. I almost went to throw up my hands, but I would have smashed them into my desk. Foul, foul. And foul up the third base side. Bye-bye. Here comes another 3-2. A ball outside. That'll walk him. Runner on first for Mark Reynolds. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He is batting .310 with 8 home runs. Okay, why are you... That's outside for a ball. YouTube Studio? Are you dumb? Are you a stupid app? Thanks for all the subs and the... subs in the love today. That is hit into center field. Runner's going to stop at second smartly. That was a pretty good throw from center field. Okay, all I have to do is refresh YouTube Studio. Apparently that is what causes us to see some hits. John Jaso, 0 for 1. Two on, one out. Oh, God. Ugh. Boy, if it were me playing this game, you would know the answer. Longtime viewers would be like, oh, Sean's going to hit into a double play, and we're going to go to the home half with a scoreless game. Here comes the lefty. Oh, my goodness, I thought I jinxed him. We can't have another jinx. We need someone to score or do something. That's all I'm asking. I'm just asking for a run. Okay, maybe I more should have been asking for not a double play. They will advance and play station to station. Throws a tad up the line, but I don't think that lead runner had the speed to get around. Nice job by the lefties. We saw this in a game the other day where it was like the lefties have to do something against this pitcher. It might have been the Mariners playing the Guardians the other day. It's like, oh, great. They're only going to have a one-run lead. That's inside for a ball. Oh, my God. Walk in the game. Walk in the go-ahead run. Just for fun. Just to, like, change it up a little bit, you know? The lefty winds and fires. He gets a strike on the inside edge. Makes it a 1-1 count. Lefty sets. Ooh, misses low. 2-1. And thankfully foul. That likely would have been a pretty easy double play, but mercifully foul. If you're a Rockies fan, if you're a Marlins fan, a little unfortunate. Break out the rye bread and mustard, Grandma. It's a grand salami. Woohoo! We get to see some runs, everybody. 4-0 Colorado. They bring in the reliever, and he gives up 4 in the top of the fourth. 405 majestic feet. Oh my goodness, some runs. I didn't need that, but I appreciate it, Colorado. Bill Hall, 0 for 1. Rockies, with a win here, vault themselves into a playoff spot for the moment. They'd be a half game up on the Atlanta Braves. Man, that's the kind of swing you're looking for from the Marlins in like the home half of the second. It's just like, that's a monumental mountain to climb at that point. They have to go talk to the pitcher now, as he gives up a grand slam and a double. First pitch is a strike. Saunders thought about swinging at it, but held back. Didn't matter. Good location. That one missed outside. A little surprised that they don't give him the strike call, but also not really, because he hasn't really been throwing strikes. So I guess a little column A, a little column B. That is hit. That's going to be into center field. Looks like Center fielder's going to come up with the catch. Runner will try to advance from second to third. The cutoff. Make sure that that is successful. Safe. For Shane Victorino, he's 0 for 2 today. Has a strikeout, and he's batting .366. We're not putting enough respect on Shane Victorino. That's that average kind of going under the radar. That's on me. I'd like to personally apologize to Shane Victorino. The PS2 digital version from 2011. No other version of Shane Victorino. Real or fake. The lefty winds and fires, and that is lifted foul. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is foul back. One and two. Runner on third with 2 outs. And Victorino is going to drive that ball. Foul. Got to make sure it hits the seats before we make the call. You never know. 1 and 2. That is lifted into left field. And he's not going to get there. It's going to score a run. 5-0 Colorado. As the runner hits second. Shane Victorino, again, hey, we're underrating you. Where was he on the leaderboard? Was he not, like, super high on the leaderboard? He had to have been. That's low for a ball. This game can also be super weird about, like, nothing happening and then, like, a lot happening in an extra inning where they're not going to have any time to respond. It just feels like it puts the game out of reach. In a weird way. 2-0. Lefty versus lefty. A runner on second with 2 outs. That is going to be lifted. First baseman has it. Waves everybody off. Makes the adjustment and the grab for an out. Colorado picks up 5, including a grand slam. It'll be Alex Rodriguez, Pat Burrell, and Paul Jones? That's not right. That can't possibly be right. Coming up. Alex Rodriguez is 0 for 1, batting a little under .350. 8 home runs and a good batch of RBI. Here's the wind and the pitch inside for a ball. Here's the wind and the pitch. That is, we're going to get that call on the outside. All of a sudden, the umpire has dinner reservations. We got to go. Colorado 5, Florida nothing. That's inside. Two and 1. The wind and the pitch. That is hit. Out to left field. Sounded a lot better than it ended up being as skied out to left field. Got about 2/3 of the way to second before the ball dropped into the glove. And just like that, the leadoff batter is out to bring up Pat Burrell. Did I say Paul Jones? Can't possibly be right. Just got to remember that guess for one more at-bat. That one stayed upstairs. Thought that was might have been a good candidate for a 1-pitch, 1-swing, 1-out situation. Here comes the 1-0. That is high and outside. Two 2-0 with an out. The wind and the pitch. That is into left field. So a single. Florida not done yet. I love this very artistic cinematic camera. Someone went to photography school and was like, cut it in thirds and then focus in on the corners. So one thing I remember from photography class. His name is Garrett Jones, not Paul at all. Garrett Jones, I'd like to specifically apologize, issue a personal apology to 2011 MLB 11, the show Digital U, for thinking your name was Paul Jones when it is clearly Garrett Jones. You have just had a hit, and it will be a double. The lead runner will advance to third. Thank you for your time on this matter. I apologize. Paul Konerko. Literally the next guy named the name I thought the name was. Okay. Florida. Konerko takes the ball way upstairs. 1-0. Konerko can just get this down to a 2-run deficit. Still going to take some work, but the double play is not in order. Could be a benefit for the Marlins. It is a 2-0 count. That is also a benefit for the Marlins. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is in for a strike. 2-1. Ooh, Konerko drives that foul. And he drives that one foul as well. That was a good sound off the bat. Foul ball. Foul. That ball's foul. 2-2. He's going to put a couple runs on the board. They'll send the runner around third. Center fielder up with it. The throw in is... Ooh, not quite in time. It's a little up the line. That throw's a little more accurate. They might get him. Nice athletic dive by the catcher to try and get to the runner. It's 5-2. Marlins are not done yet. They need one more bat. The problem for Florida here is now the double play is in order, so this game can end real quick on a bad piece of contact. Believe me, I've been there. 1-0. New season, by the way, starts on opening day. And we might even watch that Yankees-Giants game in our franchise on that Wednesday, the 26th or whatever it is, 25th. And then you'll get Mariners baseball every day the Mariners play. We'll be playing. 6 p.m. Pacific time, so if you'd like more baseball content, be sure to subscribe. Thanks to the people who have subscribed, giving the video a thumbs up, all that good stuff. I appreciate it. That's not a strike. Okay. Top of the zone has been inconsistent. It looks like it's going to be a strike right at the letters. They don't call it. It looks like it's going to be a ball out of the zone. They do call it strike. Who knows? 3-1. That's lifted out towards left field. Runner stuck between first and second. He will head back. That is out. Number 2. Just remember to tell the praying mantis on the billy or hat, everybody. They are going to go for a save opportunity with Jensen Lewis. 7 games, a 1-2 record. He has a 9.82 ERA. He has gotten 2 saves, 7.1 innings pitched, 3 strikeouts to 2 walks. We need a walk-off grand slam for our guy, walk-off grand slam. They're down 3, 2 outs. We need 2 more base runners. It's a stretch, but I don't know. I look at that ERA and I get so scared. We're either going to go like more extra innings or the Florida Marlins are going to walk off with a grand slam. One and oh. Here's the line and the pitch. It is rolled over to the third baseman. He'll stand and deliver across the diamond, and that is an out. Bit of an anticlimactic ending, but it was fun to think about for a moment. The Rockies, they put up 5 in the top of the fourth. They do give up 2 in the bottom half. Florida didn't just go out. Juan Rivera, 1 for 2 with a home run. It was the grand slam. It was his second of the season. Aaron Harang picks up the win. 6-8 is now his record. Pedro Feliciano gets the loss. He drops to 3-1, and Jensen Lewis picking up that 3rd save of the year. That will do it for the 3rd game of the day. Garrett Jones, 1 for 1, a double, a walk, and a run. Juan Rivera, 1 for 2 with that 4-run grand slam. We are going to head all the way across the country to San Diego. Doesn't that sound exciting? Pirates Padres coming up. View today's games. I don't think we had anything to catch up on because we had those 2 games back to back. So we will head down. Pirates Padres. Pirates looking really good in the National League Central. The Padres, a game over 500. They needed a Rockies loss, but they still got that Braves loss. They're in the hunt in the wild card. It's not as close as I thought it was. They need some help, some outside help. Well, they are surprisingly still in it because I've thought that the NL West participant was going to need to get into the playoffs via the NL West championship and no other way. But a lot of the other teams have stumbled. Florida is a good example of a team that's stumbled. And the Braves have made a late season run, but it's not, they haven't been consistently good. Pittsburgh is 43-29, taking on the Padres, who are just a game over 500 at 37-36. As we are set for game number 4. Pittsburgh starting lineup looks like this. It's Nick Markakis, the left-handed right fielder. Ryan Theriot is the shortstop. He'll bat in the 2 spot. Robinson Cano is at second. Jose Batista at third. Nick Johnson is the DH. Alfonso Soriano is out in left. Julio Lugo at first. Crispy Young, Crispy Quick in center field. And Ivan Rodriguez is behind the dish. Ryan Dunsing, 6-5, a 5.94 ERA, 14 games, 36.1 innings pitched, 56, 13, 19 hits, walks, and strikeouts. And the left-hander for the Padres. Nick Markakis getting things let off here for the Pirates, batting .315, 3 home runs, 13 RBI. Nods in approval of the pitch selected for him. And it's in for a strike. 0-1. We are underway here in game number 4. I had a tickle in my throat. That is inside and gets the strike. 1-2. Oh, God, you cough once, and, apparently your brain just goes complete. He'll set up outside across the dish, and Markakis down on strikes. Oof, that was a brutal strike 3 call. Wow. So 1 down for the Pirates here in the top of the first. Oops. Swung on and missed. That is hit to the second baseman. A ground out for out number 2. So this Pittsburgh lineup's a little weird with the lefty starter because it has a lefty, a righty, and then a lefty. They don't really tinker with that in the way that some of the other teams do. Seattle's a good example. Ford is a good example, and Toronto are all good examples of, like, we can tell when there is a lefty starter because the lineup does actively change. Cano takes a strike at the knees. One and one. 2 outs here. Top of the first. And that is outside for a ball. Markakis is probably not happy with that pitch call. Like the fact that that was a ball rather than a strike. Cano fouls that one away. Two and two. The wind and the pitch is hit. Foul. Third base side. Foul ball. Looked like it was into the second deck. Lefty will try to get Cano out again. Thought about it. No appeal down to third. Stays upstairs. Creates a full count. Payoff pitch upcoming. Lefty goes again, and Cano fouls it off again. So we'll see another payoff pitch. Tough at bat and impressive, especially considering it's a lefty via lefty. But hey, maybe that's why Cano's in the third spot no matter what. Takes a ball low. He'll get on base. Jose Bautista. He has 32 RBI, leading the NL. Only 6 home runs. So not a whole lot, not a lot of long balls, but able to take advantage perhaps of a guy like the man in front of him getting on. Okay, all right. If I could finish the sentence, that'd be great. One pitch, one swing, and it's out number 3. I was trying to compliment him. Speaking of the Pittsburgh Pirates, Andrew McCutchen, center fielder, will lead off for the San Diego Padres here in the home half of the first, excuse me. Jeez Louise. Sean, you all right? Ryan Sweeney is the DH. He's batting in the 2 spot. David Wright's at third. Justin Upton in right. Jared Saltalamacchia is behind the dish. James Aloney at first. Bobby Abreu in left. J.J. Hardy at short. Brendan Ryan rounds out the lineup at second base. Oh, shoot. John Lackey 8-3 with a 3.09 ERA, 14 games, 34.2 innings pitched, 43.2 innings pitched. I apologize. 49, 8, and 27. Adam Kennedy is subbing in at first base. Not 100% sure what happened there, but that was weird. Was there an injury that we just didn't see? Odd. So the wind and the pitch in. Ooh, that almost got a real cheeky strike there, but it stayed in the whole time. That's a ball, 1-0. Righty winds and fires. That is lifted out towards left. He's at the warning track. A couple of steps from the wall. Makes the grab. And that is out number 1. So hitter number 2 is, Ryan Sweeney. He'll hit that right back up the middle. Thought they were going to give the pitcher the assist animation where he would be able to get the ball and throw it over to first. Instead, gets past the glove and into center field for a base hit. David Wright batting .319, 6 home runs, 22 RBIs, and 6 stolen bases. One on and one out. No score here. That is upstairs for a ball. The righty is ready, fires, and gets the strike on the inside. That was what he was trying to do in that opening pitch. Threw it like way inside, hoping that it would just break and get the corner. Made the adjustment and got a nice strike there. Makes it 1-1. 1 on, 1 out. The bottom of the first. That's in for a strike. 1-2. Steps out of the batter's box. He kind of looked at the umpire like that was a strike. He was like, yeah, from our angle it was. And we do have that slight... We're not directly behind the... What's it called? Mound. That one misses. That did actually look a different animation. When he got the strike on the outside, he looked at the umpire, then stepped back. When he got the ball, he looked forward, and then stepped back. Wind and the pitch is upstairs. Full count. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is skied to the catcher. He's in foul territory. We'll see if it blows back into fair territory. And it's at least right on the line. Doesn't matter where it exactly landed. It is an out to the catcher. Justin Upton, 3 stolen bases. He's second on the Diamondbacks even though he plays on the Padres. Here's the wind and the pitch. And it is hit to the shortstop. He bobbles it. Can't get it. And safe at first. The inning stays alive because of the error. Jared Saltalamacchia just a tick below 300. This is such a great opportunity for the Padres. Can they capitalize on the error? Runner in scoring position. That error keeps the inning alive. Ooh, 1 pitch, 1 swing, drives it foul. And we'll do it again. Oh and 1. 2 on, 2 out. That one stays way upstairs. Good take. 1-1. Wind and the pitch. Outside for a ball. And driven foul. Foul ball. Yeah, that ball's foul. That ball is foul. The wind and the pitch misses inside. A couple of really nice at-bats here for the Padres in the late stages of this first inning. It's a full count, so here comes a payoff pitch. They'll put the runners in motion like they should. That's a foul ball. We'll do it again. Saltalamacchia drills it. Foul ball. The wind and the pitch, and that is foul ball. Salamakia doing a good job to fight these pitches off and stay alive. Here comes yet another 3-2, really wearing these base runners out. And that's foul again. I mean, smartly, they're putting him in motion every single time. This is what payoff pitch number 5. Everything's been foul so far. Here's the wind and the pitch, and it is low for a ball. Thank God. I mean, thank goodness. We've seen over the last couple of days long at bats like that where all of a sudden the batter just goes, I'm not going to swing, and it's a strike. And it's like, oh, that's not fun. Instead, he was able to go, I'm not going to swing on a pitch that was actually a ball. Bases loaded now after the walk, and it's fouled away. Oof, man, if that was a one pitch, one swing, one out, I mean, after all of that, I'd almost be more disappointed than when they just take a pitch and it's strike 3. That one's going to get all the way to the backstop. They don't advance. I think maybe you'd like to see them advance. That is lifted out towards right field. The right fielder is chasing, and it is a grand salami! Break out the rye bread and mustard! Back-to-back games with a grand slam! Oh, man, the walk with 2 outs ends up biting Pittsburgh, excuse me, 4-0. I wasn't sure that was going to get out. That wall looked a little high out there in right field. I thought it was just going to hit off like that out-of-town scoreboard. Still score a couple of runs, but you love seeing the grand slams. 2 of them. 2 of them today. That's wild. That is inside. Almost gets him in the knee. One and 2. That was what I was so afraid of. So Pittsburgh has an error. They issue a walk. And it's 4 runs on just 2 hits. Johnson, Soriano, and Kennedy coming up for the Pirates, looking to get back into this thing. Now, we have seen this Pittsburgh lineup be incredibly effective. They have scored 14 runs in a 3-inning game. They were on the road, otherwise it would have been probably just 10. Still an impressive number. They scored 6 in the first inning against the Twins before even recording an out. So this Pittsburgh offense can be explosive. They're going to need that here. See what happens in the top of the second. They get a strike on the inside, right on that edge. 0-1 immediately. Here's the wind and the pitch, and it is rolled right back to the pitcher. And there is an out. That's one of the more legitimate forms of, hey, the pitcher's going to get you out. It's when the ball gets hit a little bit harder and he just kind of it just magnetizes to him. Alfonso Soriano. He's batting .330. And Soriano, hey, good job. 1 pitch, 1 swing. Gets a single. Little ambush tactic there. And able to punch it right back up. And able to drift it just far enough away from the pitcher so that there's no funny business. Adam Kennedy, go Mariners. He's stepping up. No average. Just nothing going on. Just straight zeros. Okay. That is in for a strike. Or a ball, excuse me. Jeez. How far behind was my flipping thing? Was indeed in for a ball. 1-0. That's a strike. 1-1. And hit but driven. Foul ball. Another pitch from the lefty. Third baseman is at least able to knock it down, so that prevents Soriano from advancing all the way to third. Crispy Young, crispy quick. He has a couple of steals, 10th in the NL. It's a nice diving effort. Baltimore had maybe the worst third baseman performance we've ever seen. It was awful. He did get there. Gets the strike on the outside. 0-1. The lefty sets, winds, and fires. That is fouled away. 0-2. That is rolled foul. Third base side. If San Diego get the swing and the miss. I was going to say if San Diego can somehow get Crispy Young, crispy quick to roll that into a double play. Instead, they get the strikeout. 2 outs. San Diego would be in a very good position. They're still in a good position here, up 4. I wonder if the game would qualify that last out as a missed opportunity to double play, because that's typically where the game likes to punish the defense. Oh, you couldn't turn 2, could you? Because the game, didn't allow you to because our animations suck? Well, we're going to punish you, and they're going to get a couple more hits and score some runs, even though they probably shouldn't have. Here's the wind and the pitch from the lefty way outside. Two and 1. 2 on, 2 out here in the top of the second for Pittsburgh. They trail 4-0. It's kind of like a no-question strikeout. Or strike, excuse me. Automatic is the word I was looking for. I could not think of it. My brain went, can't think of the word automatic, so we'll go ahead and just put no question. We'll fill in that blank. Shortstop. Flips to first in time for out number 3. Pittsburgh threatens but can't come up with anything. See if San Diego could pick up any insurance. Hardy, Ryan, and McCutcheon coming to the plate. Oriole, Mariner, Pirate. J.J. Hardy has a 375 average. What was that? Average? 375 average. 3 home runs, 13 RBI. I thought one of those numbers was actually interesting. Hey, turns out it wasn't. Turns out, no. The righty gets the strike to get ahead 0-1 and fires it inside for a ball. 1-1. He's got to put a goose egg on the board. His defense has to help him. He can't walk anybody, and the defense can't have an error. Well, that's a good start. Center fielder is going to come in, or left fielder actually is going to come in. Make the grab, and there's one gone. I mean, he was 1 strike away from getting out of that inning, and we're in a 0-0 game. Brendan Ryan. In for a strike. 0-1. The righty winds, fires. That is outside for a ball. 1-1. Here's a wind and the pitch. It is smack to the shortstop. He makes an error again. He's safe. It's the second error. I said two things that the Pirates could not do. The pitcher cannot walk anyone. The defense cannot have an error. That is going to put a runner on first. That is the second error of the game for the Pirates. It is on the same player. Wow. So the question starts to become is how much can San Diego do here? They're obviously, Pittsburgh can still turn two. They're going to try for a steal. The throw not in time, and just like that, I didn't even get to finish the sentence. Pittsburgh can still turn two. There, he's off. He's gone. He's going to second. So a runner in scoring position. San Diego looking for a little extra insurance. Some super insurance at this point. One and two. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is inside for a ball. Two and two. McCutcheon drives this out to right field. Runner heads back to second as they will advance. The right fielder with an absolute arm, but it gets cut off. And he will be safe. I believe it's Cano at second. Ryan Sweeney 1 for 1 with a single and a run. So it'll be a lefty hitter here looking to drive in another run. They'll take pitch number 1 for a strike. Kind of more upstairs in the zone, but still a pretty good pitch. 0-1. That is rolled over to the second baseman. He scoops it up cleanly. Fires to first in time for the out. So, Pittsburgh puts on a second error. It'll be up to Markakis, Terrio, and Cano. The two lefties and the righty versus the lefty starter. Markakis was 0 for 1 with a bad strikeout. It was a funkily called strikeout. Especially that third pitch. And then it was already weird. And then we saw a pitch to Cano 2 at-bats later that felt like it was in a similar spot and was called a ball. So, I don't know. Got weird. One and 0. Lefty winds and fires. It's inside for a ball. And that's lifted into right field. Not really lifted, but ground into right field. First baseman makes a diving effort, but can't come up with the stop. It'll roll for a single. Ryan Terrio. So, turns out Markakis, when he doesn't get funky strike calls, is pretty good. Not that we ever really doubted him, but at the same time. The righty takes a pitch outside for a ball. Misses low for a ball. Got to just be nice and patient here. Let him walk you if he's going to walk you. More than likely looking for that double play ball. We'll check on the runner at first. Safe. They are safe 99% of the time. One of the rarest times was what we saw earlier today where the ball got out of the reach of the first baseman and advanced the runner to second. Ooh, that's going to get into the gap. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. That is likely going to score a run. He'll hit third and charge hard. It's going to be a triple. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. 4 runs not going to be enough of a lead. It's 4-1. There is nobody out. And Robinson Cano stepping up to the plate. He worked a walk his first time. And he's batting a blazing 420. A blazing 420. There is a runner on third. Can cut into this lead a little bit more. That's fouled away. Here's the wind and the pitch. Oh, did Cano do it? Did Cano do it? It is a catch at the wall. Oh, just barely a... Wow. Wow. I thought we might be looking at a 4-3 game, but a nice play as he runs into the wall. Scores the run. You're okay with that. Abreu. Right out there by the MLB 11 The Show sign. Jose Bautista steps up. The tying run is on deck. Lefty's got to figure something out here. He's got to pick up a couple more outs. His team gave him a grand slam lead as he gets Bautista to swing under that. And there is out number 2. So Abreu making back-to-back outs. One of them pretty nice at the wall. The other one just kind of like a routine catch, you know. All right, so it's going to come down to the bat of Nick Johnson, I believe. It is indeed Nick Johnson. He is 0 for 1 today. The lefty will face a lefty. The wind and the pitch in for a strike. Nice location. I'm sure Johnson's more than willing to take a pitch in that spot. Let him throw a strike, then kind of go to work sort of thing. So if you're the pitcher, why are you trying to be too cute? Like, don't leave it a meatball, but also, like, you don't have to be right on the edges. And just like that, it's the Pittsburgh Pirates are down to their final strike. Oh, 2. The lefty winds and fires. That's outside for a ball. Darn. Johnson with a good eye there. Took the first pitch. Big swing at that second one, but let that ball go. Here's the wind and the pitch. Johnson fouls it off to stay alive. Here comes the 1-2. It is hit into foul territory. Does the third baseman have a play at it? Yes, he does. That will do it. Maybe a little bit of an anticlimactic ending with an out in foul territory, but hey, that's how it goes sometimes. San Diego gets the grand salami in the first inning. And they're able to ride that to victory. Pittsburgh's defense let them down. A couple of errors. Only one of them really cost the team. But the walk was even more damning for them. And then the home run for the following batter. The walk to load the bases and then the home run to drive everybody in. James Loney, that's your guy. 1 for 1 with a home run, 4 RBI. He has like a quarter of his RBI on that one swing alone. Brian Densing, he is 7-5 after the win. John Lackey falls to 8-4 after the loss. It is Loney's third home run of the season. Pittsburgh tried to make it a game, but they just couldn't come up with enough offense to do it. And that will do it. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll catch up on some scores. We're not quite out of the woods yet, but we are getting ready to wind this down. Thanks everybody for watching. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for giving the video a thumbs up, for liking it, all that good stuff. I appreciate it. And we'll be back Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific time with more of this. We'll be playing some MLB The Show Friday at 10:30 a.m. and we'll be doing a little watch along of the Mariners spring training. Let's go ahead and sim to date. Mariners get a 5-0 win. Okay, all right, slow down. That's me yelling at me. Here we go. Let's catch up on some scores here. We left off 5-2 Rockies Marlins. Nationals 1-0 over the Reds. Mets beat the Cubs 3-2. The Mets are above 500. The Mets might somehow accidentally end up in the playoffs. Oh my goodness. They're probably not as close as I thought I think they are, but whatever. Twins win 3-1. Giants over the Astros 2-0. That's big because the Astros get stuck at 38 wins. They could have been all lumped up with that 39 win cluster at the top of the NL standings. Cardinals over the Phillies 1-0. Angels over the Guardians 5-1. Dodgers over the Brewers 1-0. We watched the Padres beat the Pirates 4-2. And the Mariners over the Rangers 5-1. So let's take a quick look at that standings. We'll just look at the wild cards. Athletics lead the White Sox a game back. And then I guess you probably make the cutoff here. We'll go 500. Teams that are 500 or better. Red Sox are 2.5 back. The New York Mets, who started 0-6, are a game and a half back of the Rockies at 40 wins. Wild. And the Diamondbacks lead the Rockies by 1 game in the National League West. Everything else is kind of like set. The Mariners, they can blow it. I believe in the Mariners to blow it, all right? Well, let's head to save slot 8. And we will get the heck on out of here. Again, thank you everybody so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe if you would like more. We saw some sub love today, which is always nice. Yeah, Friday 6 p.m. Friday 2 streams, 10:30 a.m. We'll be playing MLB The Show 25 and then doing a spring training watch along. And then at 6 p.m. we'll have more MLB 11 The Show for you here on the channel. Like the video, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. All that stuff is free and easy way to help the channel, and I appreciate it so much. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you later. Good night, everybody.